What's up, guys? So I'm back with another episode. I'm going to cover the Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson press conference. They will be fighting live this Saturday, January 31st at Madison Square Garden in New York City. I'm really looking forward to this fight. This is the biggest fight in boxing to start the year of 2026. It's two guys, Teofimo and Shakur Stevenson. They're both top 10 pound for pound guys. I believe Shakur is ranked number 8 on the Ring Magazine pound for pound list. Teofimo is number 10, I believe. And this is a great fight because rarely do we ever get two guys in their prime, both in the pound for pound list in the top 10, and they're going at it. And this is going to be an amazing fight. Teofimo is 23-1 with 13 KOs. Shakur Stevenson is undefeated, 24-0 with 11 KOs. Teofimo, the one loss was to George Kambosos after he had unified titles against Lomachenko. His brilliant win against Lomachenko was amazing when he unified the titles. Then he had a brilliant performance against Josh Taylor. Shakur's notable wins are against Oscar Valdez back in 2022. I believe, April 30th, 2022. And then his last fight against William Cepeda last year in July at the Louis Armstrong Arena Stadium in New York City. Both guys have great, notable wins, but this fight is going to see who is the best between the two. I'm looking forward to it. Shakur is opening as the big favorite. I've looked over multiple betting sites. He's opening from anywhere from minus 300 to minus 370. Teofimo is opening up at plus 230 to up to plus 270. The KOs for both guys are roughly the same, anywhere from plus 600 to 800. Decision to win for Teofimo Lopez is anywhere from plus 380 to plus 450. Decision for Shakur is anywhere from minus 190 to minus 200. So most people are thinking he's going to win by decision. The over under 10.5 rounds, or the over 10.5 rounds is minus 800. So the bettors in Vegas know that this is going to go the distance most likely. The only way I can see this going under the 10.5 is if Teofimo lands something big, can drop Shakur and then jump on him and finish him. But Shakur is so defensively sound. I mean, just all around, not just defensively. Technically, his offense is measured. His defense is great. He's got good footwork. He can move around the ring like a master. But Teofimo has those intangibles. You know, he's very explosive when he wants to be. He's athletic as hell, you know. But the thing about Teofimo is he always either fights up to his competition or he'll fight down. You know, the big wins against Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, he fought brilliantly. I mean, just an amazing fight that he put up against both those guys. But then we've seen him fall short in a couple of the fights afterwards, you know, where he barely got out of there with the win against guys who didn't have a big name or a big resume, where Shakur on the other side is consistently good. Every fight, whether it's a big name or a no name, he consistently fights the same way, always technically sound, never puts himself in danger, which is why this fight's going to be great, because if Teofimo wants a chance to beat Shakur, he's going to have to do something that Shakur hasn't seen before and not just fight technically at his range. He's going to have to do something big that close that distance, land that big right hand, and make Shakur a little uneasy in there. Because if he lets Shakur settle in by the second or third round, I think it's just going to be a master boxing class the rest of the fight. You know, Shakur might take some chances, but if he gets up 6-7 rounds, he's not going to dart in and try to stand in the pocket with Teofimo like he did against Cepeda. He just won't. You know, this is too big of a fight to try to risk too much, you know, to suffer a loss at this stage in his career. He needs a big win. So Teofimo's going to need to do something to break that rhythm early, hurt him, possibly drop him in the early rounds between the second and the fifth. You know, if he can push Shakur down, make him feel his power, get Shakur on the back foot, but not boxing off the back foot. Because Shakur can box off the back foot, the front foot. He can do it all. But if he can hurt Shakur where he's just playing defense and not firing back, that's going to give him a couple rounds in the middle that he's really going to need towards the back stretch. Because Shakur will fight well in the back stretch of the fight. So Teofimo needs to do something big to get some respect and make Shakur have to think about that big right hand, you know, and the explosiveness that Teofimo brings. I'm looking forward to this fight, man. It's going to be a short breakdown for me because both guys are great. You know, 23-1. Teofimo lost a split decision to George Kambosos a few years back when he lost his titles. But that's one of those fights where I say, he'll fight down or fight up. And I think he overlooked George Kambosos in that fight. All love to Kambosos. He fought his heart out that night. He dropped Teofimo in that fight. So it just depends what Teofimo shows up, man. If he brings his best, like he did against Josh Taylor and Lomachenko, then Shakur's gonna have his hands full. But if he doesn't, Shakur will box his ears off this entire fight. I really like Shakur. I really like Teofimo. I'm gonna have to lean Shakur. I started off with Shakur, then I flip-flopped to Teofimo, but now as the fight gets closer, I'm hedging more back towards Shakur's side. The press conference was just wacky. It's a lot of shit talking from both sides. Teofimo with a lot of dick jokes, which I'm just like, bro, you're a professional fighter. You don't need to do that. Maybe I'm just just been a little bit too spoiled with the UFC press conferences and how steady they are, how well ran they are, where it's not too crazy from either side. Like there'll be some headbutts and bucking at each other, between the main event guys or some of the undercard guys, but it's nothing too crazy where they're talking dick jokes and all this type of shit that Teofimo was doing in this press conference. But at the end of the day, Saturday is going to tell the tale of who's better, and I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I said, I started Shakur, kind of leaned over to Teofimo because I thought his athleticism and his power might be too much. But as the fight gets closer, all the antics that Teofimo's been doing hasn't rattled Shakur that much. I think he's really trying to get in his head and play the mind games, which, fair play to him. But I think Shakur, he's got a good corner around him. He's got Bud Crawford in his ear, keeping him steady, keeping him focused. I'm going to have to lean Shakur. I mean, he's a huge favorite for a reason. I'm going to lean Shakur on this fight. But Saturday is going to be action-packed, full of fights. The walkout between Shakur and Teofimo isn't going to be till around 10:45 Eastern time, so 11:45 Central Texas time, which is great because the UFC main card starts at 8 p.m., so it should be pretty much wrapped up before this fight. So we'll get to see the UFC fights, prelims, main card, main event, and then as soon as that's done, switch over, and we got Teofimo and Shakur getting it on, locking horns. So I'm excited for this Saturday, man. A great day of fights, great night of fights, evening of fights. So hope you guys are excited as I am, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you get the notifications. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.